Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be doing our collective eclipse season prediction reading. So this is going to be for everyone. It doesn't matter what your sign is, what you identify as. If you feel called to watching this reading, then there will be a message in it for you. I honestly recommend that everyone watches this reading because eclipse season is going to affect everybody very differently. There will be general themes that are the same, but where it affects us personally in our own lives is going to depend on where you have certain placements in your chart. So we have a little spread here that we're going to follow. So 4-card spread. So I'm going to start with this. We'll start with oracle cards. But I briefly wanted to touch on what eclipse season is going to bring us here. So we're going to have a new moon solar eclipse in Libra. I believe it's going to be at 21 degrees of Libra next Saturday the 14th. So this is going to be a time to start over, to refresh our mindsets, to do new things, to plant new seeds. And then we're going to have a full moon lunar eclipse on October 28th in the sign of Taurus. I want to say it was 5 degrees Taurus that this is going to happen at. So this is actually going to be a culmination point of the previous nodal axis transit, which was in Taurus and Scorpio. So this is going to wrap up pretty much a lot of things that we've been going through for the past 3 years or so, 2.5 to 3 years. So this is going to be like kind of like dropping the ball, you know, like New York City dropping the ball on New Year's Eve. It's kind of going to be like that by the end of October. I'm a little out of breath. I wonder if it has to do with the energies. Let me make sure you guys can see everything. I might leave it like this. I don't want to turn on any crazy lights, so I'll just leave it like this. No, you know what? Let me see what it looks like with the lights on. Yeah, we'll just keep it that way. Okay, so let's get into this. Please keep in mind that these are general readings. They may not resonate for everyone. If you would like for me to pick up on your energy in upcoming readings, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you like my reading style and my messages resonate for you, you can schedule a personal reading with me through my email or my website in the description box below. Okay. So let's take a look. What is a revelation, please, that is coming forward this eclipse season, this October 2023? Thank you. What is an evolution that we should embrace collectively this eclipse season? Thank you. What is a new perspective that we should take? Thank you. And then what is a way to make the most of what is changing right now in our lives? How can we make the most of this? Thank you. Okay. Okay. So yeah, at the bottom of the deck here, we have Karmic Path. So you actually see a picture of Saturn here, if you guys can see that. So what I'm getting with this being at the bottom of the deck, like I was saying, we're wrapping up karma from the previous nodal transit. And when the North Node was in Taurus, when the North Node was in Taurus and the South Node was in Scorpio, this was a time of wrapping up a lot of karma. Taurus and Scorpio axis, it has to do with money. It has to do with possessions, ownership, control, power dynamics, resources, things like that. So there's a lot that we were wrapping up, tied up to those themes in our lives. And for a lot of us here, we are wrapping up some sort of past life karma. We're wrapping up, maybe some of us are having our Saturn return at this time. Especially if you had either Saturn in Aquarius or Saturn in Pisces. But I do feel like right now, especially by the end of October, we're going to be wrapping something up that maybe has been, I just heard like trailing on our tail for the past couple years. So I feel like everyone is going to be feeling a sigh of relief. Everyone is going to be feeling like we can finally let something go, like we finally learned from something. So there could be something that you have been cycling over and over for the past couple years. Something that you can't seem to get over, something that you can't seem to fix. It could be a habit, a relationship. It could be a mentality. But there's something here that you are going to officially learn from and close off by the end of this month. So what is a revelation that is coming forward? We have air, element of air, very nice. So what I'm getting here is there could actually be a lot of communication coming through. I feel like this could come in the form of spirit communication for some of us, especially if you have psychic abilities, if you are claircognizant, clairsentient, maybe clairaudient as well. I feel like some of us are going to be receiving messages that we can hear, something that we know, some sort of downloaded information that is going to help us. But I also feel that for a lot of us, we're going to be having communication with other people. So whether this is you maybe opening up to someone, or whether this is someone coming to you to talk about something that they want to resolve, I really feel like communication, knowledge, speaking your truth is going to be very important this eclipse season. There's something about being very honest with ourselves and with other people. And keep in mind that eclipse season starts in Libra season. And if you know anything about the sign of Libra, it's all about balance and fairness and being just and being honest. So it's kind of like taking that theme of air, taking that theme of the energy of Libra and putting it to good use. Yeah, I really do. I'm picking up a lot of people having, I just heard like last minute conversations. So maybe conversations that were meant to be had a long time ago, or conversations that you are finally going to get closure on something, especially tied up to this karmic path here. There's something here, some sort of information that might come through that you've really been waiting for, something that you've been counting on, something that is going to change the way that you perceive something in your life here. Let me just sit on this for a moment. I might actually go in now with my tarot to clarify one by one, just so I don't get overwhelmed by the energies. So let's go ahead and please clarify this element of air. What is a revelation that is coming forward for the collective? We have death. Okay. So yeah, this is exactly kind of telling me that, let me make sure everything's in frame. But yeah, this is confirming to me that there's going to be a lot of situations with closure, a lot of truths coming to light, a lot of things that have been hidden for a very, very long time. I feel like with this person, with this umbrella covering their face, there could be some sort of shameful information, or some sort of information that maybe people just didn't want others to know about. This can definitely be like a full circle moment happening in your life. Yeah, I really don't like to talk about this too much, but I am picking up some like actual deaths happening. It does tend to happen a lot since we are experiencing full and new moons on the nodal axis, which tend to be like 10 times stronger than a regular full and new moon. So for some of you, there could be the news of someone in your life passing. That's not for everybody. This could also be for a chance at renewal, renewal of health, renewal of your mental space. I feel like this has a lot to do with just coming out, coming clean, being yourself, being honest, and not being afraid to start over, not being afraid to clear the air. Yeah. Not being afraid to slice through the bullshit is kind of what I'm getting to. Like, don't be afraid to do what's never been done. Or don't be afraid to, yeah, it's just like I'm getting this energy. Don't be afraid to start over. Don't be afraid to go through a change. Maybe you used to be a specific way, especially if you're going through your Saturn return. Saturn return is a very monumental time in our lives, especially our first one around the ages of 28 to 30 when we are experiencing our first Saturn return. And this is a time where our life is put to the test. Who we are as a person is being put to the test. So I feel like a lot of us are really going to be completely transforming who we are and how we have known ourselves to be. Yeah, there's a lot of like clearing out, flushing out, letting go of old energy. We even see a scythe in this picture. So there might be a lot of emotions that come through, especially I know that water card keeps popping up behind Saturn. We have an 8 in all of these cards, which is a number of abundance, definitely. So I feel like there could be a lot of information coming through here, like closure information, or, you know, information that's going to help push you along to the next stage of your life here. And there could be a lot of happy emotions, a lot of sad emotions coming through. So I feel like a lot of us might have to purge something from our life here. Definitely a way of thinking or something that we have held in for a long time. So an evolution to embrace. We have transmute here. We have the Kundalini snake, or the cobra, we can call it as well. Number 44 added together, that also ties into 8, or adds up to 8. And I typically don't really pay attention to numerology that often. I don't use it too often myself. But I am seeing a lot of number 8s here. So there is definitely this number of change, transformation, abundance, a lot of us coming into our own, coming into our true light. And I feel like with this transmute energy, it's pretty literal. When a snake sheds its skin, it becomes a new version of who it used to be. And that old version becomes gone, technically, in its skin. But I feel like with us, it's a little bit different, where we can kind of hold space for an old version of ourselves and reflect back on that old version of ourselves. Maybe we can learn from it. We can nurture that old version of ourselves, have love for that old version of ourselves. And we can kind of look back with an open heart and compassion. And I kind of feel like this is what's happening right now. So it's like a lot of us are going to be, like I said, just moving through a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy clearance. Some of you guys could be feeling very heavy in your body and your mind and your emotions. And this is going to be completely normal for eclipse season. Like I said, these new moons and full moons are heightened very, very much. So especially if you're very sensitive to the transits, if you are a very emotional person in general, then you are going to feel this. So there's definitely something that we need to let go of when it comes to who we used to be and who we want to become. And I'm also picking up a lot of Kundalini activation for a lot of us here. So becoming awakened to our spiritual gifts, becoming awakened to our higher self and where we're supposed to go from this point on. So can we clarify, please, this transmute card? What is an evolution to embrace? The 2 of Wands. Yeah, exactly. It's like figuring out where you want to go. Making a game plan, a plan of action here. And in this image, we see actually a kit. I don't know why I can't talk today. Well, I do know why I can't talk today. I've been up since like 6 a.m. But what I'm trying to say here, yeah, 2 of Wands with the Queen of Swords at the back of the deck. There's this energy of not rushing the process. There's this energy of knowing what you want, knowing what you need to do to get there. Maybe jumping up on a tree branch to kind of get a different perspective, but not necessarily taking any harsh actions. It's more so making a careful plan of action here. And the snake as well, it's very I was gonna say conniving, but I mean it can be if we're looking at the shadow side here. But the snake is very careful with how it moves. It doesn't do anything impulsively. So there's definitely an energy here of knowing where we want to go, but still being in the process of clearing these energies with the death energy as well. Clearing karma, clearing old things that we don't need anymore. So it's almost like, yes, you know what you want to do, you know where you want to go next, but there's not really a rush for it, technically speaking. It kind of feels like everyone is just at this point of, I now have clarity. I now realize what needs to happen next in my life. And I'm going to start taking those steps to make that happen, even though it's not rushed, even though I'm not pushing anything to move faster than it needs to. It's almost like instead of winging it, instead of just saying, oh, whatever, I'll just let things happen and I don't care about my future. This is like, no, I actually have a framework that I want to follow and I'm going to take it step by step. So it feels very good. It feels like we are becoming very mature here. There is a strong level of emotional maturity and mental maturity when it comes to these eclipses that are happening. So what is a new perspective here? Yeah, nice. Transformation. So we can literally look at this as kind of like the butterfly emerging from its cocoon, becoming a butterfly here. We can also pay attention to that snake energy still. Snake energy is all about transformation and healing, and so is the butterfly. So I feel like there's this just overall very beautiful energy of us seeing ourselves in a new light, us being able to look back on who we used to be and have grace and compassion for that version of ourselves, but also having the mental fortitude and the plan to move forward with a new version of ourselves. So it's kind of coming full circle. It is repeating a little bit, so I do feel like this energy is very, very serious. It's probably very, very focused here on what we need to focus on. I really feel like a lot of us here are going to be coming out of our shell. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be feeling like you are comfortable in your own skin. You don't need to hide anymore. You're going to be feeling like you can kind of put your feelers out there and not be judged for it. Like, you don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to pretend to be someone that you're not. You don't have to. It's almost like if you've been in this energy of preparing, basking, planning, clearing karma, I feel like this specific eclipse season that's happening this month is going to kind of catapult you to that next level, as I was saying previously, a couple minutes ago. I'm sure I said that. But yeah, honestly, it really does feel like if you've been waiting and if you've been planning and if you've had everything prepared for this next stage, it's almost like, here we go, it's about to get started. So can we please clarify this transformation? What is a new perspective on this shift? The Two of Cups. Nice. So for some of us, especially with the Empress at the back here, I feel like there could be a specific partnership that is going to be changing, a specific partnership that is going to be kind of growing to the next stage of awareness, or the next level of, I don't know, like a milestone. It could just be moving up with someone that you really care about. This can be romantic. It doesn't have to be. For some of us, this is actually a familial partnership. So it could be someone in your family. It could be a mother. For some of you, this is going to be a child. Someone here is going to be having a baby. Definitely. So I feel like this is the energy of welcoming new energies into your life when it comes to nurturing love and compassion. So it's almost like clearing out these darker energies to make room for the lighter energies. It is getting lighter as we move towards the right direction here. I'm definitely picking up here that if you've had, let's say, like a love interest on your mind, that you're going to be able to have the perspective and the maturity to move forward and to kind of elevate that partnership with you. So for some of you, I do see marriage here. I see someone becoming a parent. I see someone fixing their relationships with people in their family, their friends. It's like everything that is coming, or everything that is kind of culminating from this eclipse, is I've become a better person. I'm more aware of who I am and what I have learned and where I need to go. So that in turn makes me more aware of the people around me and what they need and how I can show up for them. So it's almost like in this energy of you putting yourself first, you're now going to be able to put someone else first. You're going to be able to put someone else maybe in the position that you have been in. And now you're going to be able to bring someone with you. So there is a very loving and open-hearted energy when it comes to these eclipses happening. I definitely feel like by the end of the month, a lot of us are going to be stepping into soul contracts with soul family, with soulmates, twin flames, parent-child contracts. There's a lot of, I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of soul babies up here in the ethers that are waiting to be born. And they're kind of just waiting for us to get our lives in order so that they can come down to earth and reincarnate. So there's definitely this very strong energy of, and I'm getting hot now as I say this, so it's like a very, very powerful energy of coming into union with not only your higher self, but with the right people around you. A lot of us, this eclipse season is going to be bringing in our life partner, best friends, soulmates, teachers, like making up with people in our lives. It feels really good. It does. It feels like, notice how like these bunnies are looking at each other. It's almost like you can finally understand other people at a deeper level, like I said, because you understand yourself. It's almost like two people looking at each other's souls and seeing each other for who they truly are at a soul level, not on a physical level, but on a soul level. So what is a way to make the most of what is changing? We have boundaries. So yeah, this is definitely a reminder for us that while we will be feeling more open-hearted, we will be feeling like we can take on more energies aside from ours, we do have to remember to keep up boundaries with other people who might not be at that same level of understanding that we are at. So while this eclipse season is going to heal a lot of people and push a lot of people to their soul's purpose, which I did forget to mention, anytime we have eclipse season, this is a very, very charged time of pushing everyone onto their soul's path. So there are a lot of very coincidental events that take place during eclipse season that kind of feel too good to be true, or very synchronistic, or very just otherworldly. And it's because all of the energies around us are working overtime during eclipse season to help really like open up our eyes to what needs to happen. So a lot of the times there will be very good things that happen, but there could also be very shitty things that happen that kind of, it's like to wake us up. The universe is trying to wake us up. So whatever happens to you this next month, it's all to wake you up and to make you realize who you are and where you're going. And for some of us, we have to remind ourselves to keep up boundaries with certain people that cannot come along with us. So for some of us, there could be an energy here of maybe having to limit our exposure to certain energies, certain people, certain places, having to walk away from certain energies, people, and places. There's going to be some energies that it's almost like they're not taking the memo, you know. It's like they're not using this energy for their highest good, and not everybody is meant to wake up with every eclipse season. There will be a large wave of us, yes, but not everybody will. So there's this energy of, if by the end of the month you still find that you have energies around you that are just not understanding, you know, it's nothing against them. It's just where they are at on their own personal soul's journey. Maybe they're meant to learn more. Maybe they're meant to go through a little bit more karma, you know? But it's like you have to kind of have the awareness and the discernment to understand that these people are where they are at, and you have to see them for that. We can always have love for these people. We can love them from a distance. We can see them little by little, or just limit our exposure to these people. But I really feel like we're gonna have to put up a lot of boundaries, because I am seeing a very distinct energy of enlightenment and awakened energy versus energy that is kind of fighting it, for lack of a better term. There's definitely going to be some people in your life that are fighting change, fighting growth. They might even be angry and bitter, and this is because they have not yet found the light, and this is nothing against them. So we can always send love to them. We can love them from a distance. So can we please clarify this boundaries card, a way to make the most of what is changing? And I'm also getting that for a lot of us, this is going to be personal boundaries for our own healing. So this is a reminder to not overextend yourself, to not do more than you're capable of doing at this time, because I feel like after letting go of all of these heavy energies, a lot of us are going to be like, oh yeah, like I'm free, like I can do whatever I want, I feel so good. And like we can accidentally get ourselves into situations with people that drain us, right? Because when we're vibrating at a very high level, energies who are a little bit darker, or who are vibrating at a more dense or lower vibrational level, they're going to be able to notice that, and they're going to want to gravitate towards us. So there's really needing to be like a line drawn between your energy and other people's energy. So make sure that you are keeping up with your spiritual hygiene. Make sure that you are I'm getting like, be careful who you let into your house. Just be careful who you are around. I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody at all. I don't like fearmongering. But energy is a real thing. The energetic world is a real thing, and we just got to be careful with who we surround ourselves with. So wow, yeah, to end this off, we have the High Priestess. So this is telling me here that you guys already know who and what you need to put up boundaries with in your life. You guys are actually at this level of intuitive understanding with yourself, of it's like you already know. Like I don't even have to tell you guys. I'm just getting this energy that you guys already know. Like you guys know who and what is good for you, and what is not good for you. Your intuitive gifts are increasing, your psychic gifts are increasing, and it's like you're starting to become highly aware of certain things that maybe previously you were not. So if you start seeing things in people for who they are, this is definitely a sign that you are on the right path. This is definitely a sign that you are changing and growing and leveling up, and you are where you are supposed to be. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that you guys can see everything here. It's probably the best I can do. But yeah. And then, of course, going back to that Queen of Swords energy that we saw a couple minutes ago, paired with that High Priestess energy, it's definitely like, yeah, I know who I am, I know what I want, I know what I don't want, and I know how I'm gonna get it. I know who is with me and who is not with me. I know what is good for me and what is not good for me. So it's a very clear-cut energy. There's nothing really here that's confusing. There's nothing here that is kind of back and forth. It all feels very, very straightforward. The only thing that I was getting that might feel a little bit more difficult is with this Two of Pentacles, is kind of making that game plan, you know. Two of Wands, making sure that we follow strategic steps to make our dreams come true. And it's very easy in the spiritual world, or with our higher self, or in meditation, to kind of picture how our life is going to look, or picture what we're going to do, right? Like if you guys are accustomed with meditating or with astral traveling, you guys know this, definitely. It's like you can make super grand strides in the ethers, in the spiritual, but when it comes to the physical, it's very dense. We have to actually do the work, you know, like we have to get in our car, we have to drive, we have to buy things, we have to go to work, we have to pay for things, pay our bills. So it's a lot more difficult. So it's almost like you guys now having that psychic awareness and the spiritual game plan of like, yes, this is what my life is going to look like. Now you can actually take the plan to take the steps to actually bring it into materialization, to bring it into fruition, to have it tangibly in your hands. So that's kind of what I'm getting for this. It's like now that it's like now that I see where I'm going, now that I have the light and I have the path in my vision, this is what I need to do. So it's almost like there's a lot of new steps being taken, new beginnings, new paths, definitely starting over, especially with that death, 2 of Wands, 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. The 2s are all about coming into union and making a plan with energies around us. So I definitely feel like this is going to be a very large clearing out moment for us and a very beautiful kind of red carpet for a new beginning. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end this off with a couple oracle messages for us to close it off, and then that'll be it. Okay. So these are my Season of the Witch Mabon Oracle. I still wanted to use these since we are still in Libra season. Okay, let's do one more shuffle. Can we please get a few messages for the collective this eclipse season? First message is St. John's Wort and Marigold. Against your will, there will not be. No entrance, no welcoming, be gone. Yep. So this is kind of backpacking off of that boundaries energy. This is coming through as not only physical boundaries with the physical people in your life, the people that you talk to and see every day, but also energetic boundaries. So if you are becoming more sensitive to energies, know that this is a confirmation for you that you can always control who or what comes into your energy field. So if you feel energies that you don't like, you can always put up boundaries. You can send them away. You can transmute energies. You can clear things out. This is always to remind you that you never have to be around something, whether it's a person or not, that you don't feel welcome around. You can always have the ability to put up boundaries with anyone in your life. So one more message, please, for eclipse season for my collective. What advice do we need? Okay, we have the Coven. I am you and you are me. When we come together, we are all we seek. Yeah, so that's kind of coming in with that 2 of Cups energy. A lot of us meeting new people, meeting new friends, coming into union with soul family, soulmates, twin flames. This is kind of that energy also of realizing that once you are aware of the spiritual, once you are aware of your higher self, it becomes a lot easier to see the divinity in somebody else when you know your own. So there's kind of like this very broad energy of, how can I put this into words? It's such a broad, like very broad perspective here. It's like as within, so without, you know, and it's kind of like from Avatar when Neytiri tells, I always forget his name. She tells him at the very end of the movie, she's like, I see you. So it's like you understand somebody. There's this very strong energy of you meeting people and just being able to see people for who they are. Like I said, not for who they are as a person or how they dress or how they look, but like at a soul level. You guys are going to be able to understand people, and you're going to be able to understand that the people that you bring into your life are a reflection of where you are at in your own personal journey. And you are also going to be able to understand that we're all human. There's nothing that makes us different from each other aside from the way that we look and how we express ourselves and maybe the way that we live. But we're all the same. We all have the same soul essence. Yeah, it's a really nice energy. It's like I totally understand who I am, and now I can see you completely. Like I see you in your full light and your full glory, and I understand that you are me and I am you, and we are all the same. It's very nice, very beautiful energy. Last message at the very bottom of the deck here, we have the Crow. Pay close attention to the winds. There's a message making its way. Yep, so this is kind of confirming to you guys with this High Priestess. Make sure that you are following your intuition. Make sure that you listen to the direction that you are being given by your spirit team, by your own higher self here. There's a strong energy here of really needing to follow your gut, really needing to follow where the wind takes you. And this doesn't mean being reckless or being completely just off the handle. This means having discernment. This means truly listening with your core and following that call, following that direction that you truly feel magnetically pulled to, because following that is not only going to strengthen your intuition, but it's going to take you where you need to be. So pay attention to any intuitive downloads, maybe even messages or conversations that you have with people. I'm getting also like having very random interactions with people in public. Maybe they might tell you something, or you'll meet somebody that's going to change something for you, or you know, those moments passing in time where we kind of just meet somebody for 5 minutes, but they tell us some sort of advice, or they tell us some sort of story that really sticks with us. So pay attention to interactions like that, because I feel like you could really be coming into contact with other souls who are on the same wavelength that you are. And for some of you guys, this could even be messages from your spirit team. So a lot of the times our angels will send in people to give us information in person, and these will be very fleeting moments with people, so pay attention to that. Yeah, this is what I have for you guys. I feel like this is a really good place to end it. I really hope I was able to connect with you guys in this reading. I wish you guys all a very balanced and fruitful eclipse season. Try to keep your hats on. Understand that things will be up and down for a little while, but this is all part of the plan. And I send you guys all my love. I will see you in one of my future readings for you. Bye.